West Michigan Whitecaps minor league baseball team has, in a very short time, become one of the most exciting forms of entertainment in the West Michigan community. Recently, we had the opportunity to visit Old Kent Park and spend some time talking with a few very important members from the Whitecaps staff, including Scott Lane and Rick Berkey. Scott Lane is a very essential member of the staff at Old Kent Park.
I'm the general manager of the operation, and basically I know a little bit about a lot of things, but the key is hiring good people, and I think I put together the finest staff in baseball, minor league, major league, whatever, professional sports. They're a good group of people. So basically what I do is know a little bit about the field and a little bit about stadium operations, a little bit about concessions, but basically I let these people run with it.
Old Kent Park is a very impressive athletic facility, but it takes money to build such a beautiful stadium.
It costs us about $6.5 million, and we think this is one of the finest baseball facilities in all of the state of Michigan. So we're quite proud of it, and we hope it'll be around the $6.5 million mark.
The Whitecaps' first season was a huge success, but no one anticipated such a great amount of success, not even the Whitecaps staff.
Thought, based on marketing research, that we do about $350,000, and when we saw we were going to break that mark, it was basically open the gates and hold on. And we broke the all-time Class A attendance record held by the Denver Bears since 1949. So we exceeded our expectations, to say the least, when we drew 475,000 plus. So had a great year. It was a fairy tale year, but we anticipate doing better in '95.
With success comes more opportunities and more competition.
We have been awarded the as the host city for the Midwest League All-Star Game. The Midwest League is the league that we are in. It's comprised of 14 teams, and it's quite an honor. And most of the time, it goes to the team that has a new facility. So that'll take place June 20th. It'll be a two-day event with golf and a pregame dinner and parachutists and fireworks and the whole bit. So we're looking forward to hosting the All-Star Game this year.
Sounds pretty exciting. I understand that there's a new team in Battle Creek, so that gives you a little bit of extra competition. How do you feel about that?
I don't consider it competition. I think it'll strengthen the league. That franchise moved from Madison. They were struggling in Madison. We think it'll be great for West Michigan. I think they'll do real well, and in a way, it will create a rivalry, so to speak, with the West Michigan team. So I think you'll see a lot of West Michigan fans going to Battle Creek and Battle Creek fans coming up here. So I think it'll be good for the league.
Good, okay. The Whitecaps staff did such a good job their first season, they even won a few awards.
Yeah, the whole organization won a lot of awards just by, what we accomplished last year. I was named the Sporting News Minor League Executive of the Year. I was just given an award recently at the Winter Banquet, which, again, in my acceptance speech, it's a shared award. The staff, Lou Chamberlain, Dennis Baxter, our business partners, and also the fans. They share that award with me, so I was quite proud. Also, this franchise was awarded the Stadium Operations Award. That goes to really Jim Jarecki, who's Director of Stadium Operations. And also we won an award for promotions. And again, that goes to Matt O'Brien and John Guthrie, who did a terrific job.
Great.
Scott Lane is a very important member of the Whitecap staff, yet there are also many other important members such as Rick Berkey.
Well, Marie, during the season, of course, I'm the radio play-by-play announcer. I broadcast all 140 games during the season. The games are broadcast on Wood AM 1300, although I work for the team. So I broadcast the games during the year, but in the off-season, I sell advertising, I make speeches in the area, and also do a lot of the things that are involved in trying to get the team ready for the upcoming season. I'll be going to a spring training in about a month and leaving the rest of you folks here in the cold weather.
What is a typical day like for a player?
For a player? Well, I go on the road with these guys, so It means usually up at the crack of noon, okay? They get hungry about noon. That's what wakes them up. Then they'll go out and get something to eat, come back, lie around, take a nap, because after sleeping till noon and going out to get, something to eat, they're really tired, so they need to take a nap. Then about 2:30 or 3 o'clock, the bus will come up to the hotel, pick them up, take them off to the ballpark. But a lot of people don't realize, though, they are gone from like 2:30 to 3 o'clock at the latest, and they're at the park until 11:30, 12 at night. People see the game, but they don't realize by the time the game has started, many of those players have already put in 3 and 4 hours of practice on the field.
Wow. What were some of the difficulties in the first season?
For the players or for me?
Both.
Okay. Well, for the players, the difficulty really wasn't that difficult because they came from other teams in the minor leagues that weren't nearly as nice as what they have it here, and they knew where they were going next was not nearly as nice. So they absolutely were in love with where they were. So they had it a lot easier. For me, it was adjusting to, I had done baseball before on the air, but I had not done 140 games of baseball. I had one day off a month. And I do a 3-hour broadcast. At home, I have a broadcast partner, Rob Sanford, who works for Wood AM 1300. However, on the road, I go by myself, 9 innings by myself. So one of the challenges was the physical drain of going 140 games over the course of the season, and also making it down to the bathroom in time on the road when I only have 90 seconds. Some of the bathrooms are far away from the broadcast booth. Yes.
That would be difficult. What were some of the high points of the season or low points?
Well, for us, obviously, number one, setting the attendance record. That was the number one highlight for us. I mean, we not only set the league record, we set a national Class A attendance record set back in 1949 by Denver. Making the playoffs in our first year. We qualified for the playoffs on the second to the last day of the year, so that was great. And for me personally, it was extremely satisfying because having been in the area for years, I contended and continue to contend that this team or this area should have had a baseball team a long time ago, and to see that dream finally happen and show that it would work, because there were a lot of people in this area. They're not saying it now, but there were a lot of people all along saying it won't work, people won't support it, and they kind of keep it to themselves now. But I can assure you, I know you're out there, and it did work, and it is working, and it'll continue to work.
Were there any humorous moments during the season?
No, none. It was unbelievable. There wasn't a single funny thing, Marie, that happened. No. There were a lot of crazy things. The players did some things to me on the road that I don't think we can talk about. A couple of them, but they would tend to. One of them liked to hide my radio equipment. They come into my room, stop, and can I borrow a book or something? Fine, and then I'd have my back turned. They take my radio. Time to go to the game. My radio equipment is gone. Okay, all right. They also, when I do a radio interview on the field before the game for my pregame show, of course, they would try to annoy the player that I was interviewing, either making faces or physically distracting them.
How successful was the team the first year?
Interesting in terms of what the abilities they showed. They were probably a little below average, and yet they played so well predominantly here at home. And I think that's directly related to the fact that the crowd support they had with these record-breaking crowds on a regular basis made it so that they played above their level. I'm really surprised. When you think of the abilities they had and how they played, they really shouldn't have made the playoffs. But they did, and that's to their credit as well as the crowd's.
That's great. Well, thank you very much for interviewing with us today. It is easy to see why the Whitecaps achieved such a great amount of success with the support and dedication from all who were and are involved. We look forward to going back to the Old Kent Stadium in the spring to see the activities of the players.